Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers in China hold a winter aid distribution in Wuhan to help flood victims survive the winter days. We join Master Cheng Yen as she visits the Sanchong Jing Si Hall to witness nearly 200 volunteers' certification ceremony. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Marilee Shioda. Thank you for joining us. In China, after a devastating flood took place in Hubei's Wuhan in July this year, Tzu Chi volunteers have continued to care for local disadvantaged families. On December 25th, Tzu Chi held a winter aid distribution in Xinzhou district to deliver aid supplies for more than 300 families.
Here at Winter Aid Distribution in Hubei's Wuhan, volunteers braved the rain to redecorate the venue as the distribution site has been moved from the sports ground to the canteen due to the rain. As the distribution site has been moved indoors, it is more convenient for doctors to offer medical services for local residents. While volunteers deliver hot meals to the residents, they also interact with them using a sign language song. Because of the deadly flooding in July, Tzu Chi chose Xinzhou's Sandian streets as the site of the winter aid distribution. Now, as the end of the year is approaching, volunteers deliver New Year gift to the residents.
With the assistance and financial support of some kind-hearted people like Tzu Chi volunteers, we can finally get over the unusual summer days.
While waiting to receive aid supplies, Hu Senkun receives a donation receipt from volunteers. He has donated about $15, which is his half-month's living expense, but he still wants to help those who are even more poor than himself.
可是一般你大半个月的这个生活的收入拿出来，这是非常非常不容易的我们也觉得很感动。
Due to the unstable weather conditions, some residents are unable to receive the aid supplies in person at the distribution sites. Therefore, Tzu Chi mobilized some volunteers to deliver the New Year gift to their homes.
This is the gift that we want to give you. It says good fortune and happiness. Seeing that you have moved to a new house, now you have some daily supplies to pass the Chinese New Year. This corresponds to the meaning of the charm.
Moving back to the distribution sites at Sandian First High School, volunteers are eagerly promoting the Ethical Eating Day 111 to local residents, inviting all of them to go vegetarian.
On the 27th of December, the 2016 Tzu Chi Jordan Medical and Relief Team arrived at the Al-Azraq refugee camp in Zarqa to hold a free clinic and small aid distribution. Later, we'll see images of the free clinic, but first we visit the school children of the camp and see how they welcome the volunteers.
看一下左边好了，看看你的左边。
Zarqa's Al-Azraq refugee camp is the fifth camp located in Jordan. It houses 38,000 Syrian refugees, where those under 17 account for half the population. The camp is sectioned into 6 areas, one of which is a school zone. But since there are not enough classrooms for everyone, the children take turns, with girls going to the school during the morning and boys in the afternoon. When Tzu Chi volunteers enter the school area, children rush to welcome these foreigners. Visiting different classrooms, the volunteers bring them a song of hello. Normally, Tzu Chi Medical Mission Director Dr. Lin Junlong and his wife Hong Shou-mei would visit their children in the United States for the Christmas holiday, but this year they opted to spend it elsewhere for the first time.
This is more meaningful than going to the States to see my children. Just like what I've told them, they are already blessed in life. These people need my care more than them, so I must come here.
And this doctor can't help but cry each night after the isolation he's seen in Jordan each day.
We know their future is still filled with unknowns. How to overcome those unknowns and transform it into a smooth path in life. Maybe we can't do the same for them as those political or international heads, but we can bring our warmth to this place to give them a ray of hope amidst this adversity. I think this is what makes Tzu Chi truly remarkable.
The refugees at the camp cannot head out to get a job, but to help the children's path of education, Tzu Chi volunteers have prepared 1,300 sets of school supplies and winter jackets for them as a way of bringing them blessings for the new year. Next, we have the free clinic part of the visit to Al-Azraq refugee camp, which included dental and pediatric medicine departments. Tzu Chi's mission to help the Syrian refugees deeply moved the owner of the hotel where the volunteers are staying at, and subsequently the owner donated 500 boiled eggs to feed the children. On the second day of the free clinic, a pediatrician first hands out boiled eggs to the children to help support their nutrition. The 500 eggs were donated by the owner of Al Fanar Palace Hotel, where the volunteers are staying in support of the free clinic. After word got out about the clinic, the number of patients seeking medical assistance doubled. To ensure a safe environment for everyone, crowd control was conducted at the door. The fourth dental patient on this day came 2 hours before the clinic started to line up for his turn.
امبارح بس ما في يجي يدخل جوا. امبارح انتظار خارج ما فيني يدخل جوا. زحمة.
This is the first time Dr. Ma Honghuan is participating in an overseas free clinic. Thus, he takes extra precautions in making his diagnosis.
Some patients will bring their medication from the clinic for us to use as a reference.
This young patient's legs have severe scarring. His skin will need long-term medical care.
He was hurt in an airplane explosion. His 2 legs have been severely burned and scar tissue is thick on his legs. We will give him some medical ointment to ease his pain.
As it gets closer to the end of the free clinic for the day, doctors quicken their footsteps while not forgetting to make accurate decisions.
Our calling is to cure the ailments of people, and seeing so many people in need of our assistance, we can't just give up and not see them all.
Just when despair seems to be setting in, a month-old baby caught the attention of Dr. Lin, reminding him what he's here for. Reinvigorated, Dr. Lin helps out at the pharmaceutical area to complete the day's medical event. Also happening on December 27th, but in the Philippines, a huge fire broke out in Quezon City, destroying 500 houses, forcing thousands to be homeless. The following morning, Tzu Chi volunteers went to help by setting up a medical station.
What we see are the remains of a fire in Quezon on December 27th. The fire spread very fast and left people with nothing. They can only sleep on the streets and feel helpless about their future.
We've lost our homes as everything has been destroyed. Our lives have become difficult, and the new year is coming in a few days.
The following morning, Tzu Chi volunteers spread themselves into 8 teams to give care to the fire victims.
Now we need some basic daily goods such as bars of soap and clothes, especially goods for kids. Certainly hot meals are needed too, because we can't cook now. We really need these things because everything we once had has all become ashes.
What they need the most is food, so we'll provide lunch and dinner to them as long as necessary. We won't let them starve. We will solve their food problems, and we'll discuss their other needs later.
In addition to providing hot meals, volunteers also set up a medical station to treat injured people. Volunteers will also work with the victims about how to rebuild their houses.
Master Cheng Yen made a visit to the Jing Si Hall in Sanchong, New Taipei City to witness the certification ceremony of about 200 volunteers before the new year. When the master entered the Jing Si Hall, she was very impressed to see some of the notebooks that the volunteers had prepared. Here's more.
Here in Sanchong Jing Si Hall, Master Cheng Yen observed the notes and thoughts of the attendees on her morning lessons, one by one, expressing her delight at the words of blessing and wisdom they shared.
虽然现在眼睛不是很明亮啦，但是有看到字很整齐，好整齐的字哦。他们文华，耳朵听啊，心灵想，手动笔呀。
One person who is implementing the Dharma in their life is textile factory owner Zhuang Shu Mei, who is also a volunteer. A few of her employees have come to the ceremony to share how they have benefited from Zhuang's help.
The world often doesn't always go as people wish. I injured my hand and had to rest for many months. I had loan payments that I couldn't make, but thankfully the company understood my difficulties and paid it for me. They are letting me repay the money slowly over time.
When I first started, it was very tiring for me because I had to spend half my time working and half my time studying, and we needed to do heavy lifting. At one point, I didn't want to continue, but a boss and my older sister encouraged me a lot.
When people understand how life is immeasurable and recognize the power of spreading love, then everyone's ability and intention to do good for others will grow. After hearing the Master's words, everyone is prepared to face the future ahead.
今天指定我们的终身大事，真要很用心啊！不管过去的人生是悲欢，或者是 有离合，这都是已经过去的人生啦。
As the new year begins and the mission of Tzu Chi continues into the future, the Master reminds us to hold fast to our vows and to always treat others with the compassion of the Buddha and the mercy of the Bodhisattvas.
Before a recent rice distribution in Cambodia, local Tzu Chi volunteers held a series of lectures the evening before with volunteers along with Taiwanese and Cambodian business partners. The talk helped everyone better understand the significance of the distribution and helped new volunteers understand more about Tzu Chi's mission.
These residents are still smiling from the heart, despite shouldering these 20-kilogram bags of rice on their backs.
Everyone participating in this activity wants to do what they can to deliver a little happiness to the people here. But we actually end up getting a lot of love in return. We feel very happy because we're able to help the needy.
The purpose of doing good is not to help yourself. It is to give with no expectation for return. To give selflessly, this is the true heart of gratitude.
On the evening before the distribution in Cambodia, local volunteers and business partners from Cambodia, Taiwan, and China held a meeting with a series of lectures to highlight the true significance of aid distributions and the joy of giving.
We have seen the Tzu Chi volunteers year after year coming here to help with all their heart and all their strength. It is very moving to see this.
Every person should do whatever they can, even if it is only a little. Every bit adds up, and we end up being able to do an incredible amount.
Some Cambodian Tzu Chi volunteers have established businesses and are able to invite local worker cadres to donate and participate in activities.
I think there are so many people who are full of love that want to help. They just don't know how to go about it. But these events are the perfect opportunities to invite people to come and help out. It's like we're planting seeds of love in the local society, and they will surely grow in the future.
It is like the Master says, the more people we have, the more power we have. When we can mobilize large portions of society to do good for others, then the world will be more peaceful. This is how we can bring blessings to society.
To share in love and be able to give with a heart of gratitude is the greatest blessing of all.
As December 22nd marks Mother's Day in Indonesia, the Tzu Chi school invited students' mothers to attend a celebration where students could express their gratitude for their parents and fulfill their filial piety by washing their mother's feet.
These kindergarten children who are normally active and lively now become more serious and quiet because they know the important meaning of this celebration. Each one of them wants to present the best performance in front of their mothers. They carry the wash bowls to wash the feet for their mothers. Seeing that they work so hard, some mothers are moved to tears.
When my child gave me a massage, I felt very touched because she had never done it before. I feel proud of my child and I want to thank Tzu Chi for educating my children.
As December 22nd marks Mother's Day in Indonesia, the local Tzu Chi school hosts a tea ceremony, giving students the opportunity to express their gratitude for their mothers. The gathering of Jakarta's care recipients in December is also full of warmth and love. Through the drama of A Cup of Milk story, volunteers encourage everyone to practice filial piety.
We hold this activity because we hope that children will understand the importance of filial piety. Besides practicing it, they should also respect the elderly.
Children can also take the opportunity to express their gratitude for their parents. After Vincent's father passed away due to an illness, his mother has become the breadwinner. As the oldest child in his family, he feels regretful.
Now I feel regretful because I have neither repaid my mother's devotion nor carried out filial piety to my parents.
I hope that Vincent himself and his brother and sister can become the persons of good moral character who can also help those in need.
Both practicing filial piety and carrying out good deeds are the best ways for repaying parents' dedication.
To help Tzu Chi's Project Hope of disaster risk reduction at Miaoli's Liuhe Elementary, a number of construction professionals along with Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized to assist the school in building prefabricated classrooms in the hopes of providing a safe learning environment for the students.
To record the complete rebuilding process of Miaoli's Liuhe Elementary, Tzu Chi volunteer Li Chengtai brings his drone as he travels from Taichung to Miaoli's Toufen Township. The principal of this school feels quite happy because construction work is about to begin.
I have been waiting and anxious every day. I hope the construction can be completed soon.
After getting building materials ready, the workers start to lay the foundation. Despite the heat, Tzu Chi volunteers are also on site to help with the construction. After a few days of hard work, the foundation has been completed. Nian Benyuan, who comes from Zhanghua's Lugang Township, is an expert bricklayer after he participated in the rebuilding project after the 9/21 earthquake.
If we don't do everything well, then it will take us a lot more effort to make it right, which can be quite troublesome.
Li Wenlong has learned a lot about construction from Mr. Nian.
This is what I feel most proud of today. I worked very hard.
Tzu Chi volunteers are double-checking the construction work as to make sure that they can build a safe and comfortable learning environment for students.
After implementing the government's Long-Term Care Act 2.0, medical care and services will be distributed to patients based upon differing needs and corresponding medical care systems. Each system will be unique and tailored to different patient categories, though they will also be interlinked with a variety of IT products that will help integrate the overall medical system. In our upcoming news series, we take a closer look at how technology can help improve lives.
2号，你就按这样按进，那你等一下，它会读你的资料，你就按确认。
Now one can use a health insurance card to easily complete the registration procedure. Even an 80-year-old uncle can take his bodily measurements by himself. Subverting the traditional practice of first registering and then having a nurse measure your blood pressure, Yuan Ling Christian Hospital spent $3 billion NT to create a smart medical system which connects computers to reduce human error rate to a minimum.
For office workers going for a health check at the hospital, it could save us a lot of time.
Technology is already part of the medical care system and is one of the focuses of the Health Ministry's Long-Term Care Plan 2.0. Normal patients can still visit the traditional hospital system, but another system is also in place for those with dementia or other disabling illnesses, and for healthy elders, they can access basic support services. These three different systems are interconnected in a more complete support network.
Whether it's Taiwan or Japan, we found that in the future they are linking medicine, the community, and the home together.
For example, the Yuanling Christian Hospital exemplifies the A-class medical system, where all patients can utilize smart services, eliminating the need for nurses when they do their rounds to handwrite their logs or other complicated procedures.
这边只要点叫呼叫护理师，好，那我们话筒可以直接拿起来，跟我们的手机直接去做对话。
Accompanying these patients is an intelligent system allowing caregivers the chance to make an emergency call to help shorten the golden rescue period.
When the patient requires emergency care, we need a group call. When you press this, our official phone on the floor will ring, and you will hear a different alarm, and someone will rush over with an emergency cart and a VP monitor to see what care the patient needs.
For older, less stable patients or those that have just finished surgery, the hospital will require them to wear body detectors which can indicate when a patient encounters an abnormal heartbeat or blood pressure. Caregivers will be alerted to provide timely assistance.
资讯系统导入之后呢
After this IT system was implemented, we didn't actually reduce our staff, but we actually have more time taking care of and treating patients.
In the future, hospital-centered medical care will be connected with elder care centers, at-home care, or even B-class centers such as Tzu Chi Heart Lotus Palliative Care Ward, which will be equipped with technical aids for emergency rescue and instant communication.
我们就针对癌末病人他要回家这个事情。
For cancer patients who wants to go home, we have designed this platform so that they can feel more at ease at home. It wirelessly transmits blood pressure, blood oxygen, and blood sugar levels. We even have a wireless stethoscope, so at home all of this information can be shared via the cloud.
As for C-class healthcare, which is basic fitness and other elderly aids, these functions are all relatively simple. These medical devices are designed to be lightweight and easy to carry.
It monitors blood pressure and pulse, as well as physical activity and sleep.
Taiwan is currently bringing technology to the healthcare system to do short-range data collection to support the implementation of medium-range preventative medicine and achieve the goal of more precise medical information.
Integrating all of Taiwan's medical information can help us use technology for both care and health prevention for all citizens. This is truly the most useful and effective way for healthcare.
The proportion of Taiwan's aging population will reach 20% in the next decade, and this will lead to problems related to increased consumption of medical resources. Nowadays, introducing science and technology into the medical system is one hope of implementing preventative medicine to reduce future social costs.
To teach the students at Malacca DaAi Kindergarten road safety, teachers came up with a series of games to educate the children. At the end of the program, we joined the course as the children learned how to keep safe on the road by following road signs. Thank you for joining us today on this last Friday of 2016, and we'll see you next year.